Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're diving into something incredibly important, but often ignored or misunderstood: sex. Yes, sex. Not just the act itself, but everything that surrounds it: communication, intimacy, emotional connection, consent, and fulfillment. Now, before you scroll away or get uncomfortable, hear me out. Sex is a natural part of life. It's how most of us got here. But for something so universal, it's surrounded by myths, shame, awkwardness, and confusion. Whether you're single, dating, married, or exploring your identity, your sex life matters. And a healthy one can transform your entire relationship, especially the one you have with yourself. This isn't about being graphic or inappropriate. It's about being real. We're going to talk about how to better understand your sexual self, how to communicate what you like and need, how to create a deeper connection with your partner, and how to build a sex life that's not just active, but fulfilling. This channel is here to help change that. We're going to talk openly and honestly without shame. No topic is too awkward. Whether it's learning to say what turns you on, dealing with mismatched desires, or building deeper intimacy, we've got you. And this series, starting with this video, is a complete guide to building a healthier sex life, physically, emotionally, and mentally. Because when sex is based on mutual respect, open conversation, and emotional connection, it becomes more than just a physical act. It becomes an experience of love, joy, and trust. Think about it. Have you ever felt disconnected from your partner even though you were physically close? Or struggled to express what you really want in bed because you didn't want to seem too much or not enough? Maybe you've never had the chance to ask yourself what you truly want. You're not alone. Millions of people experience this, but very few are taught how to deal with it. Here's what we're covering in this series. For you not to miss any of our discussion on this full series, kindly subscribe to our channel, and whenever we bring the next episode, you will be notified. Thank you. 1. Understanding your sexuality, beyond labels. 2. Communicating desires and boundaries. 3. Real enthusiastic consent. 4. Building emotional and physical intimacy. 5. Exploring pleasure in a healthy, safe way. 6. Solving common challenges like low libido or anxiety. 7. And embracing a sex-positive mindset that works for you. This isn't about giving you a one-size-fits-all solution. This is about helping you discover what works for your body, your values, and your relationship. So if you've ever felt like your sex life could be more fulfilling, or you just want to understand it better, stick with me through this series, and let's break down the barriers together. Let's stop treating sex like a secret, and start treating it like the important part of life that it is, one that deserves honesty, care, and confidence. Getting real about sexuality, what it is, what it isn't, and why it matters. All right. Now that we've opened the door to the conversation, let's walk through it. This chapter is all about sexuality. And no, it's not just about who you're attracted to or what you do behind closed doors. It goes way deeper than that. Your sexuality is a core part of who you are. It includes your desires, your fantasies, your preferences, your comfort level, your turn-ons and turn-offs, and how you connect to others emotionally and physically. But here's the thing. Most of us were never really taught to understand our sexuality. We're expected to just figure it out through trial and error. Or worse, stay silent and shameful about it. Let's change that. What is sexuality really? Sexuality is the combination of your sexual orientation, who you're attracted to, your preferences and desires, your comfort with your own body, the way you express and receive affection, your emotional connection to physical intimacy. It's not fixed. It's not something that fits into a neat little box. It's fluid, and it can change as you grow, heal, explore, or just understand yourself better. And guess what? That's normal. The pressure to have it figured out. Society sends us a lot of messages. Men always want sex. Women shouldn't be too sexual. If you like X, it must mean Y. You should already know what you like. Let's be real. Those messages are trash. There's no timeline. There's no right way to be sexual. And there's definitely no one-size-fits-all rulebook. Part of having a healthy sex life is giving yourself permission to explore and evolve, without guilt, without pressure, and without trying to match what you've seen in movies or online. Exploring what you like and don't like. This part is bold but important. You're allowed to explore. You're allowed to ask, what turns me on? What kind of touch do I enjoy? What fantasies have I been curious about? What makes me feel safe, respected, and seen? What doesn't feel good? And have I ever said that out loud? Self-exploration isn't just about pleasure. It's about awareness. Whether it's through solo experiences, open conversations with a partner, or reading and learning, discovery is part of the journey. And if you've never taken the time to ask those questions, that doesn't mean you're behind. It means your journey is just beginning. The importance of body positivity in sexuality. Let's talk body image. You can't fully enjoy your sexuality if you're constantly battling shame about your body. But society loves to tell us that only certain types of bodies deserve pleasure or confidence, and that's a lie. Every body is a sexual body. Confidence in the bedroom doesn't come from having a six-pack or perfect skin. It comes from feeling safe in your own skin, knowing what you want, being with someone who respects your whole self. So take the pressure off your looks, focus on how you feel. And remember, sexy isn't a size, sexy is a mindset. Identity, labels, and fluidity. You might hear terms like straight, gay, bisexual, asexual, pansexual, queer, and more. If a label helps you understand yourself, awesome. But if you feel like you don't fit into any of them perfectly, that's okay too. Sexuality is deeply personal. You don't have to announce it to the world to be valid. What matters is that you feel free and honest with yourself. And for those watching who may feel confused or unsure about where they fit, you don't need to rush it. Curiosity is not confusion, it's clarity in motion. The role of culture, religion, and upbringing. Let's acknowledge the heavy stuff. Many of us were raised in environments where sex was taboo, maybe even seen as dirty, sinful, or only meant for one purpose. Those messages stick, and they can affect how you view your own sexuality, sometimes for years. Healing from that takes time, and it's okay if you're still working through it. You're not broken. You're not weird. You're someone learning to reclaim something that was always yours to begin with. Why understanding your sexuality matters. Here's why all of this matters. Because when you don't understand your own sexuality, it can show up as awkward or unfulfilling sexual experiences, struggles with intimacy, miscommunication with your partner, shame or anxiety. A feeling of being disconnected from yourself. But when you do understand it, everything changes. You communicate better. You feel more confident. You make empowered choices. You enjoy sex more, and you build stronger emotional connections. So if you've been waiting for a sign to explore your sexuality, this is it. Start small. Journal about what you like. Watch educational content. Try new things alone or with a partner. Read books. Have real conversations. Reflect without judgment. Your sexuality is your own. It's not about comparison, it's not about performance, it's about connection to yourself and to the people you share it with. We'll talk about one of the biggest game changers in your sex life, communication. How to talk about sex without feeling awkward. How to ask for what you want. And how to really listen when your partner shares their truth. The role of communication in great sex. Let's be honest, talking about sex can be awkward, even with someone you love. Even with someone you've been with for years. But here's the truth. A great sex life doesn't start in the bedroom. It starts in conversation. If you can't talk about it, how can you really enjoy it? If you can't say what you like or don't like, how can your partner know? Good sex isn't about performance. It's about connection. And connection is built through communication. Let's talk about why we struggle to talk about sex. Most of us didn't grow up in environments where open conversations about sex were normal. We were taught, it's private. Don't talk about it. It's inappropriate. That conditioning runs deep. So even when we want to be open, we hit walls of shame or fear. But here's a mindset shift. Talking about sex is not dirty. It's not disrespectful. It's responsible, respectful, and powerful. What sexual communication really means. Sexual communication isn't just saying yes or no. It's about expressing your needs, listening to your partner, asking questions, setting boundaries, giving and receiving feedback, checking in emotionally and physically. It doesn't have to be stiff or overly serious. You can laugh, flirt, and keep it fun, but it needs to be honest. How to start the conversation without making it weird. This is the part everyone dreads. How do I even bring it up? Here are a few real-world ways to start. Can we talk about how we've been feeling lately, emotionally and sexually? I've been thinking about what turns me on and I'd love to explore more with you. Would you be open to trying something new together? What's something I do that you really enjoy in bed? Choose a relaxed time, not right after sex and not in the middle of an argument. Take the pressure off. Make it a team conversation, not a confrontation. Asking for what you want. This is bold, but so important. Ask for what you want. You are not needy. You are not selfish. You are not too much. You're a human being with needs, and the more clearly you express them, the more likely they'll be met. Try. I really like when you kamtikisi. Can we do more of that? I've been curious about kamtikis. Would you be comfortable trying it? I need more time to feel ready. Can we slow down? You're allowed to say what brings you pleasure and what doesn't. Listening without defensiveness. This part's hard for a lot of people, hearing feedback without taking it personally. If your partner shares that they want something different, it doesn't mean you've failed. It means they trust you enough to be honest. Here's how to respond. Thanks for telling me. That makes sense. I want us both to enjoy it. I didn't know you felt that way. Let's work on it together. Remember, this isn't about blame. It's about growth. Checking in regularly. You don't talk about sex once and then move on forever. People change, bodies change, needs change. That's why it's important to check in regularly. Not every week, but every so often ask, how are we doing sexually? Is there anything you'd like more of or less of? Have your needs changed lately? Normalize these check-ins. Make them feel safe, judgment-free, and even exciting. When communication breaks down. Sometimes one person shuts down or gets uncomfortable. That's normal, but here's how to handle it. Stay calm. Don't push too hard. Reassure them. We don't have to figure it all out now. I just want us to feel close. Invite their thoughts when they're ready. And if there are deeper issues, like trauma, past hurt, or long-standing tension, therapy or sex counseling can be life-changing. Asking for help is a strength, not a weakness. Non-verbal communication is powerful too. It's not just about words. Non-verbal communication during sex says a lot. Eye contact, facial expressions, moans, gasps, body language, how someone touches you or pulls away, pay attention. Your partner is speaking even when they're not talking. And remember, you're allowed to ask in the moment, does this feel good? Want me to keep going like this? Do you need anything different? Communication as foreplay. Let's spice it up a little. Talking about sex can be sexy. Flirty texts, whispered desires, honest compliments, shared fantasies. Verbal intimacy builds anticipation, and anticipation is one of the most powerful tools for desire. Try this. Text your partner during the day. Can't stop thinking about last night. Leave a note. Tonight, I want to make you feel amazing. Share a fantasy together over dinner. When words become part of your play, you take connection to a whole new level. Here's the takeaway. A fulfilling sex life requires real conversations. Not just once, not just in crisis, but consistently, openly, and with curiosity. You don't need to be perfect with your words. You just need to be honest. Because when both people feel seen, heard, and safe, that's when sex becomes something truly beautiful. We're going to talk about something essential: consent. Not just yes means yes or no means no, but the deeper layers of real enthusiastic consent: how to ask, how to check in, how to know when someone's not into it, and what to do next. Trust me, you'll want to be here for that one. Let's deal with consent and respect. Let's clear something up right away. Consent is not a formality. It's not a checkbox. It's not just about avoiding trouble. Consent is the foundation of every healthy sexual experience. It's about safety, respect, and freedom for both people. But here's the truth. A lot of people were never really taught what real consent looks and feels like. That ends today. What is consent really? Consent means that everyone involved is fully informed, freely choosing to participate, enthusiastic, comfortable, and able to say no at any time. It's not just about getting a yes. It's about making sure that yes is genuine, excited, and safe. Anything less than that, that's not consent. The key elements of real consent. Let's break it down with 5 powerful principles. 1. Freely given, no pressure, guilt, manipulation, or influence. 2. Reversible, you can change your mind at any point, no matter what. 3. Informed, you know exactly what you're saying yes to. 4. Enthusiastic, you want to do it, not just going along with it. 5. Specific, consent for one thing doesn't mean consent for everything. Consent is ongoing, not a one-time deal. Here's where people get it twisted. Consent isn't one and done. Just because someone said yes yesterday, or even 5 minutes ago, doesn't mean they're still into it right now. That's why communication, verbal and non-verbal, is so important throughout the whole experience. Check in, slow down, watch for changes in body language. Ask, is this still good for you? Want to keep going? Tell me if you want to stop or change anything, okay? Reading the room and the body. Not everyone is great at speaking up in the moment, especially if they feel nervous, unsure, or pressured, so it's on both people to be aware. Watch for signs of discomfort, silence, freezing up, avoiding eye contact, stiff or unresponsive body language, hesitation or confusion. If something feels off, it probably is. Stop, ask, make space. A simple, hey, are you okay, or want to pause for a sec, can go a long way in showing care and building trust. Why consent makes sex better. Some people think asking for consent ruins the mood, but here's the truth. Consent is sexy, respect is sexy, feeling safe is sexy. When both people know they're wanted, respected, and free to speak up, something amazing happens. You relax. You're more confident. You trust each other. You explore more freely. And you enjoy the experience without fear or pressure. That's what real connection feels like. How to ask for consent without killing the vibe. You don't have to sound like a lawyer. It's not, may I please proceed with physical intimacy, Your Honor. It's real, human, and sometimes playful. Here are a few ways to ask. Can I kiss you? Do you like this? Want me to keep going? Tell me if anything feels uncomfortable, okay? How far do you want to go tonight? You can keep it warm, smooth, and respectful at the same time. Confidence isn't about assuming, it's about caring. Consent in long-term relationships. A big myth. If we're in a relationship, consent is automatic. Wrong. Being in a relationship doesn't give anyone permanent permission. Consent is still needed every time. In long-term relationships, it's easy to get comfortable or assume things. That's why it's even more important to keep checking in, staying tuned in, and making sure both people feel heard, wanted, and respected. What if someone says no? So let's talk about rejection. For real. If someone says no or pulls away or asks to stop, don't take it personally. Don't guilt them. Don't beg or pressure or question their reasons. Just stop, respect it, and thank them for being honest. Handling rejection maturely builds trust. It tells the other person, you're safe with me. And trust. That's the foundation for better sex in the future, even if it's not happening right now. Teaching consent by modeling it. If you're someone who wants to create a sex-positive, respectful culture, it starts with you. Whether you're talking to your kids, friends, followers, or partners, model consent. Speak up about your needs. Respect boundaries. Normalize asking. Praise honesty. Consent shouldn't be rare, it should be standard. The power of yes when it's real. When you know the yes you're hearing is real, fully enthusiastic, freely given, it hits different. There's more passion, more connection, more trust. No guessing, no pressure, no weird energy. Just two people, fully present, fully into it. That's the kind of sex that leaves both people feeling wanted, seen, and respected. Consent isn't a buzzword. It's not just about avoiding harm. It's about building a culture of mutual respect, emotional safety, and authentic pleasure. And the best part? It makes everything better, for everyone involved. So ask, listen, pay attention, and never forget, the hottest thing you can give someone is choice. Before we come to the end of this episode, we're diving into the real core of intimacy, emotional and physical connection. We'll talk about how emotional closeness boosts physical pleasure, how to reconnect when things feel off, and why intimacy starts way before you take your clothes off. You ready? Let's go deeper. Let's dive into something deeper than sex, the power of emotional and physical intimacy. Let's get something straight. Sex without emotional connection can feel empty, and emotional connection without physical intimacy, that can feel frustrating. The truth is, the best sex isn't just physical, it's emotional, it's mental, it's spiritual. It's the kind of connection where you feel safe, desired, understood, and close on every level. That's intimacy. And today we're going to talk about how to build that in and out of the bedroom. What is intimacy? Intimacy is often confused with sex, but here's the truth. Sex is one way to express intimacy, not the only way. Real intimacy is about vulnerability, trust, feeling emotionally safe, being seen and accepted as you are, giving and receiving affection without fear or shame. And when that intimacy shows up in your relationship, sex becomes more than just physical. It becomes meaningful, passionate, and healing. Why emotional connection matters in sex. Sex driven only by lust can be exciting, but it rarely lasts. The kind of sex that strengthens relationships, that comes from emotional connection. Here's what emotional connection does for your sex life. Increases trust and lowers anxiety. Makes you more open to exploring together, deepens physical pleasure. Helps you communicate more honestly. Creates a safe space to grow together. In short, when your heart is in it, your body follows. Building emotional intimacy, daily habits that matter. You don't build emotional intimacy during sex, you build it before that, through everyday moments. Try these, daily check-ins. How are you feeling today? Anything on your mind? Small acts of care, making their coffee, a long hug, a random compliment, unplugged time, no phones, just presence, real conversations. Talk about fears, goals, childhood stories, not just the surface stuff. Appreciation. Tell them what you love, not just physically but emotionally. These small things build the kind of connection that naturally leads to closeness. And yes, to better sex. Reconnecting when you feel distant. Every couple goes through dry spells. Stress, life changes, mental health, parenting, it can all get in the way. But emotional distance doesn't have to be permanent. To reconnect, name the elephant. I feel like we've been a little off lately. Be vulnerable. I miss being close to you. Take small steps. Cuddle. Hold hands. Go for a walk. Talk honestly. Don't make it just about sex. Make it about us. The goal is to feel emotionally close again. From there, the physical connection often follows naturally. Physical touch outside of sex. Touch is powerful, and it doesn't have to be sexual to be intimate. Try holding hands, sitting close on the couch, back rubs or playing with their hair. Kissing just to kiss, not just as a lead-up to sex. Long hugs that say, "I'm here with you." When physical touch becomes part of your daily love language, it creates a deeper sense of safety and attraction. And that sets the stage for better, more connected sex. Slowing down in the bedroom. Let's talk physical intimacy with emotional depth. So many people rush through sex thinking it's all about reaching a finish line. But the best intimacy happens when you slow down. Try this. Focus on eye contact. Match your breathing with your partner's. Touch without an agenda. Explore each other's bodies with curiosity. Whisper affirmations. "You're so beautiful. I love being this close to you." When you treat sex as a journey, not a destination, you create an experience, not just an act. Emotional safety, sexual confidence. You know what makes someone feel more confident in bed? Knowing they won't be judged. Emotional safety means you can express your desires without fear. You can be vulnerable and still be loved. You're allowed to make mistakes or feel nervous. You don't have to perform. You just have to be you. When emotional safety is present, both partners can relax. And when you're relaxed, your natural sexuality flows without shame or pressure. The afterglow. Why what happens after sex matters. Intimacy doesn't end when the clothes go back on. How you treat each other after sex says a lot. Do you cuddle? Talk? Kiss? Do you check in? How was that for you? Do you stay emotionally open or shut down? That afterglow time builds closeness. It's a chance to bond, reflect, and affirm each other. Don't skip it. Let it be part of the experience. When intimacy is hard, and how to work through it. Some people struggle with emotional or physical intimacy, and that's okay. This can come from past trauma, insecurity or low self-worth, fear of rejection, being taught to suppress emotions. If this is you or your partner, take it slow, talk honestly, create a safe space to open up, and if needed, don't be afraid to seek therapy, individual or couples. There's no shame in healing. Real connection is worth the work. Building emotional and physical intimacy takes time, effort, and vulnerability. It won't always be easy, but it's so worth it, because when you're truly connected, you feel secure, not anxious, you're more in tune, more responsive. You're not just having sex, you're making love in the fullest sense. That kind of connection transforms relationships, and it transforms you. Here's the bottom line. Intimacy is about showing up, not just physically, but emotionally. It's about saying, "I see you, I choose you, I want to be close to you, not just with my body, but with my heart." If you want a better sex life, start by building a better connection. Because when love, trust, and respect are in the room, the magic happens naturally. Coming up next. In our next episode, we're getting practical, improving sexual health and satisfaction. We'll talk about safe sex without shame, exploring your body and desires, common struggles like low libido and how to address them, and how to build confidence in and out of the bedroom. Let's keep growing. Your sex life is worth it. Do you want to see how this story ends? Well, I'm not going to leave you hanging. Part 2 is just around the corner, but you'll have to hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and get ready for the ride. The real drama's just about to start on the next part, and you'll be the first to know when it drops. I want you to tell me something we need to know. Thank you so much, and God bless you.